Is the Yamaha VMAX still the undisputed king of muscle bikes? For decades, that name has meant one thing: raw, unapologetic, straight-line power. For 2026, Yamaha has unleashed the latest generation, the VMAX 1700. And while the world has filled with incredible machines, hyper-nakeds, and tech-heavy cruisers, the VMAX still stands alone. A lot of people are talking about its monstrous 170cc V4 engine, and trust me, we will get to that. But the real question is, in a modern world, does this legend still have a place? Is it still the ultimate muscle bike, or is it a relic from a bygone era? I'm here to show you how it really feels on the road. We're not just going to read a spec sheet today. We're going to explore the soul of this machine. We'll cover the exhilarating and sometimes terrifying riding experience. We'll test the features you'll actually use, and I'll give you my final honest verdict on who should, and more importantly, who absolutely shouldn't buy this motorcycle. Let's get into it. Forget the spec sheet for a minute. Let's talk about the feeling. The first time you swing a leg over the VMAX, you understand that this is a serious machine. It's wide, it's low, and it feels incredibly dense. That 1700cc engine isn't just a power plant. It's the heart of the bike's visual and physical presence. The sheer scale of it, nestled in the frame, with those iconic massive air intakes flanking the tank, is just pure mechanical intimidation. Then, you turn the key. The initial bark from the exhaust is deep and throaty, but it quickly settles into a rumbling idle that vibrates right through you. It's not just noise, it's a warning of the power that's waiting to be unleashed. But the real story begins when you twist the throttle. The first thing I noticed was the absolute tidal wave of torque. You don't need to scream this engine to its red line to feel the power. Just rolling on the throttle from 3,000 revolutions per minute in second gear feels like being launched from a catapult. It's a relentless freight train pull that just doesn't quit. When you do decide to accelerate hard on the highway, it feels surprisingly smooth, but brutally fast. The world blurs, and the wind blast becomes a solid wall pushing against you. This is what the VMAX is all about, but how does all that power and weight handle when the road gets twisty? Let's be clear, this is not a sport bike. In tight city corners, you feel every bit of its weight. It requires a firm, deliberate hand to tip it into a turn. It's stable, but it's not nimble. It's a motorcycle that rewards smooth, planned inputs, not last-minute corrections. On long, sweeping corners, however, it feels right at home. It hunkers down, feels planted and secure, and lets you roll on that immense power as you exit the turn. It's a muscle car on two wheels built for dominating the straights and commanding respect on the boulevards. The brakes are strong, thankfully. They have to be. They provide good feel and are more than capable of hauling this beast down from speed. But you need to be mindful of its momentum. The suspension does an admirable job of soaking up bumps on the highway, providing a surprisingly comfortable ride for a bike with this much performance potential. Now, let's talk about the features in the real world. The brochure raves about the new advanced traction control system. But is it a gimmick or a necessity? Let's try launching it from a standstill. With traction control on its most conservative setting, you can pin the throttle and the bike just goes. There's a little bit of electronic intervention, a subtle cutting of power, but it's incredibly effective at preventing the rear tire from just turning into smoke. Turn it off, however, and you had better be holding on tight and have your affairs in order. It's a genuine safety net that makes the bike more accessible, but without completely neutering that exhilarating raw VMAX character. The ride-by-wire throttle is another key component. The response is immediate. There's no lag, no hesitation. It delivers exactly what you ask for, which in the case of the VMAX is often more than you were truly prepared for. It's a direct connection between your right wrist and that rear tire. The dashboard is a mix of classic and modern. You have a large central analog tachometer, which is fantastic. It's a joy to watch that needle sweep as the engine roars. Below it, a digital screen provides your speed, fuel level, and other trip information. It's easy to read, even in direct sunlight, but it does feel a bit dated compared to the full-color TFT displays on competitors. It's functional, but not flashy. So let's break it down. The good, the bad, and the quirky. First, what I absolutely loved. The engine. It has to be the engine. It is one of the all-time great motorcycle power plants. It's not just about the numbers, it's about the character, the sound, the feeling of limitless power. It's an experience you will never forget. Secondly, the straight-line stability is immense. On the highway, this bike is an absolute missile that feels solid as a rock. And finally, the iconic styling. Nothing else looks like a VMAX. It has a presence that turns heads everywhere you go. Now, for what I didn't love. The fuel economy is, to put it mildly, atrocious. If you ride this bike the way it's meant to be ridden, you will be on a first-name basis with every gas station attendant in a 50-mile radius. The small fuel tank doesn't help. Next, the weight. While it contributes to stability at speed, it makes low-speed maneuvers, like navigating a parking lot, a genuine workout. And finally, for a premium-priced machine, the technology feels a step behind. No quick shifter, no full-color screen, no advanced cornering ABS. It's a very analog experience in a digital world. And for a quirky surprise, something you won't see in other reviews is the sound of those massive air intakes right in front of you. When you really open the throttle, you hear this deep, guttural induction roar. It's a sound that comes straight from the heart of the engine, not just the exhaust. It's an angry, hungry sound, and it is absolutely addictive. So, after all that, who is the 2026 Yamaha VMAX perfect for gift? If you are an experienced rider who worships at the altar of horsepower, this is your motorcycle. If you are someone who wants a machine that is a statement piece, a rolling sculpture of muscle and menace, this is a great fit. It's for the rider who understands and respects its limitations in the corners, but lives for that explosive acceleration on the straights. But if you're looking for a more modern tech-focused take on the muscle cruiser, you might want to consider the Ducati Diavel V4 instead. It offers similar mind-bending performance but in a more agile, technologically advanced package. If you want even more displacement and a different kind of character, the Triumph Rocket 3 offers a unique alternative with its own brand of colossal torque. The VMAX is for the purist, the rider who wants the original recipe for a muscle bike, imperfections and all. That's my take on the new Yamaha VMAX. It's not perfect, it's not the most practical, but it is, without a doubt, an unforgettable experience. It's a legend for a reason. But I really want to know what you think. What's your favorite feature? Or do you think the Ducati Diavel V4 is a better deal for the money? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read all of them. Thanks for watching this review on Bike Blasters. If you found this helpful and want to see more honest, in-depth reviews, hit that subscribe button. Next week, I'm getting my hands on the brand new Kawasaki Ninja H2 to see if its supercharged engine can really compete with the VMAX's raw displacement. You won't want to miss that. See you in the next one.